Earlier this morning, the ABC reported that the federal government will rush legislation into Parliament after the recent High Court decision to overrule Al-Khatib and Goodwin. The result being that now around 80 criminals, murderers, child rapists and sex offenders will be released from detention, some of which will be coming to South Australia. My questions to the Minister are: 1. Can the Minister advise what criminal convictions those coming to South Australia have? And 2. Does the Minister intend to introduce legislation to this Parliament to deal with the serious and significant threat?
Well, the Attorney-General.
I thank the honourable member for her question. However, I do note that I think her colleague has already asked a question, and it's probably in a much better way than this. But you can certainly tell, sir, that they don't talk to each other on that side, sir. They don't talk to each other. The Honourable Michelle Lensink, sir, showed her experience. The Honourable Michelle Lensink demonstrated her considerable experience of being a former minister in the way that she was able to navigate and ask a sensible, informed question, sir. A very sensible, informed question. But you can tell nearly every day that unfortunately, they don't listen to the Honourable Michelle Lensink. They just don't listen to her, sir. We see it day in, day out with the sort of questions that they ask, sir. We see it day in, day out with the sort of questions that are asked, sir. And I'm happy. I know the honourable member had struggled a little bit with asking the question and understanding the procedure for asking the question, but I want to congratulate her because she's getting there, sir. She's doing really, really well. And she answered.
Sit down. What's your point of order?
Rather than you're providing insults to the member rather than answering the question.
It's not a point of order. Minister, if you could wind up your answer so...
You weren't even listening to the question.
Order. Sit down. Are you going to continue your answer?
Thank you, sir. The honourable member spoke in a question about, I think, what sort of offences people had committed. I know that the Police Commissioner is on record as talking about offences of violence or domestic violence, as I answered to the very well put together and informed question the Honourable Michelle Lensink asked earlier, that the Police Commissioner has stated publicly that they will be making sure that they dedicated resources to monitoring any people of those who are released that come to South Australia. And as the honourable member helpfully stated in her question, there is legislation looking to go through federal parliament as speedily as possible in relation to this situation.
Before I go on, supplementary question arising from that very wide-ranging answer.
Can the Minister advise what specific offences the criminals that are coming to South Australia have, and whether he has advocated for additional resources to be able to cater for this, ultimately a South Australian safe?
Seriously?
Attorney, do you have anything further to add? Order. Order.
For the benefit of the honourable member who may have not been quite listening when I answered my question before, sir, the Police Commissioner has been on record talking about making sure there are appropriate resources in place.